Hello everyone, in this video here, this is more of an informational video rather than a tutorial video. What I have here is a 96 Volvo 850, and this actually does seem to be a very common problem with the Volvos here. What's happened here is the tangs for the lower panel, which go underneath the dash here, it actually goes right underneath all the way to your pedals. What happens, these little tabs here actually do break. Now, they are plastic underneath with just the vinyl coating on top here. Now the only thing that was holding mine together here is just the vinyl coating over top the dash itself, and what would happen is this panel does hang down, and it's fairly unappealing to the eye, and can get sometimes annoying too if it kind of pops back and forth underneath the dash itself here. So in order to fix this, what I've done here is I've basically used two types of compounds which hold it back in place. First, you can see I've already done this here. So it does, everything is held in fairly secure now. First, what I'll be using is crazy glue, and I use the crazy glue, I just simply bend the tabs back. Now they are already broken, so if you're bending them back, it's no big deal. The vinyl coating on the outside is fairly flexible itself. So what you do is just fold it back here, and in order to hold it in place so it actually does sit where it's supposed to be, I'll use the crazy glue itself and just push it back in place. Now you want to do one at a time. You want to be fairly generous with the crazy glue itself also, just applying it on the back side of the vinyl itself and between the broken plastic itself also. Next, what I'll let that dry for, I would say, probably about an hour. I'll let it fully harden. And what I move on to then is a two-part epoxy. Just to show you here, I have the two-part epoxy. This is the crazy glue I use myself here, and just a two-part epoxy I just picked up at my local auto parts store. Now this is specifically designed for hard plastics itself. Here you can see what it bonds to on the side here. Now you don't actually have to use this stuff. This stuff here I found does work fairly well for what I need for. It says does set up in about 5 minutes. I would say it is a little cooler outside. You're looking at about 8 minutes roughly. So what you do here is I just had a piece of cardboard. I mix it up on the piece of cardboard. There is two separate tubes in here, and it does mix together. Now you want to mix it, make sure everything is thorough. Then, using latex gloves, I found was the easiest way is to actually put some on my finger when I'm wearing the latex gloves and go around in the back side here, and you just want to smear it around a little bit. You go on from both sides, ensuring that you get all the cracks. Now, once I've applied the first coat here, I'll let it harden. I usually let it harden for about 20 minutes. I'll go back and I'll apply another coat, which will ensure that I do get all the cracks filled in and such. This stuff is fairly runny. Now it is cooler outside, so I don't imagine it's doing it from the heat. So it does go for quite a ways within the cracks, which is actually great. Once I've applied the second coat, then I'll move on to the third coat, which is the final coat, and then apply it on the back side of the plastic here. Now you want to be fairly generous with it also, because you want to ensure this doesn't break again. This can be a little harder to see on the camera itself here, but you can see this is the center tab here. So you can see I've on the shinier surface there, that is where I applied the epoxy around there. I've went quite a ways past the area of where it was cracked, just to ensure it does hold and strengthen up all the area around it, just in case any future cracking does occur. Now once you've applied the third coat of epoxy to the back side of the mounting tabs themselves, I would let them sit for at least 24 hours so to ensure the epoxy is fully hard. Now if you're worried about getting a little epoxy or crazy glue around the surrounding areas, you can apply some painter's tape, which I have here, or just some paper in there. I was actually fairly careful myself, so I didn't slop any crazy glue or the epoxy anywhere on the exterior part of the dash itself. Everything ended up fairly clean. Now I've had this on for probably, I would say, about a month, and everything's held on excellent. So if anybody's looking to repair this themselves, it would be a great method, and definitely more appealing than actually putting a screw through the existing panel and just going into somewhere else in the dash itself. Now this is it for my informational video here. If you have any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to post them. Also, please subscribe to my channel for further tutorial videos and rate this video. Thank you.